All right, good evening. It is 7 o'clock, and I'd like to call the Board of Adjustment meeting into order. We have a quorum, so first item up is a consider approval of the minutes of the Board of Adjustments meeting on February 18, 2019, and the minutes of the joint meeting of City Council on the Board of Adjustment on April 16, 2019. I'm assuming everybody read those. I only have one change. Somehow mysteriously on February 18th, I went from vice chair at 6:30 to chair at 6:32. So we can make that adjustment. I literally looked at myself. Other than that, any other changes? What was that main motion?
I'll make a motion. With the change.
With the change. Second. All in favor? All right. Moving on. Next item is to conduct a public hearing and take action on a request by Jeff Carroll on behalf of property owner Greg Lamb for a reduction in the building setback along Main Street from 50 feet to 25 feet on property zone general commercial retail C2 district. The 0.943 acre site is located at 3410 Main Street, City of Rowlett, Dallas County, Texas.
Mr. Chairman, board members. Susan, you have to switch that.
Sorry.
Again, we're here to talk about the property corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, southwest corner. You can see a map in front of you, the subject property. The purpose is to conduct a public hearing and take action for a reduction in the building setback along Main Street from 50 feet to 25 feet on property zone general commercial retail C2 district. Here you'll see some site data. Again, the site is located at 3410 Main Street and Rowlett Road. If you were to Google search this property, it actually has two addresses, but this is the legal address for the property. Current use is general commercial retail C2 uses. The existing use, there's a residential building being used as an office. Currently the site area is 0.943 acres. And the proposed use is for retail office. And the proposed building size would be 7,500 square feet. You can see the land uses that surround the property. To the north you have C2 and M1. To the west you have PD for IO uses, which is an industrial use, an industrial category, and it is being used for that. To the south you have C2, and you have businesses that are located there. And then to the east you have form-based code urban village. The request you have before you today is a consideration for adjusting the setback from 50 feet, which is, you can see on the map on the left. There's showing that 50-foot setback, showing the existing office building where the setback would be into that building. And then you can see on the west side, the adjacent lot having a 25-foot setback. And the map that you see on the right-hand side, it shows kind of where that 25-foot setback line is across and further down Main Street. And so the request is just to adjust it to the common setback line for the rest of the block. Here is an image of the proposed site plan that would adhere to the 25-foot setback being reduced along Main Street. With that, there are several considerations that we detailed in your staff report, but I highlighted these three. It should be taken into consideration that the built environment along Main Street has that 25-foot setback, and in order to maintain cohesiveness and consistency in that footprint pattern along Main Street, the proposed variance could be warranted. Secondly, the existing structure does not conform to the minimum 50-foot setback requirements and is therefore deemed a legal non-conforming use. Again, the property owner is intending to demolish that building and construct a new one, but that existing structure does not conform. And third, the applicant is proposing to, again, as I just mentioned, take the existing structure down, redevelop the site for office and retail uses, And our current code nowadays, we have access points, we have parking, we have different things of that nature. And to accommodate for all of those within a 50-foot setback on both sides is very difficult to do. And so to get the highest and best use, we would recommend that setback be adjusted to 25 feet. With that, I placed some notices in front of you. These are the notices we received, 2 in favor from the 200-foot legal notice, and then 1 in opposition and 2 in favor from the courtesy notice. I did have a question come up regarding who we send these to. We send these to the property owners that are registered through DCAD, and so a lot of times the actual leasees or tenants of office buildings might not get a notice, simply because the property owner is the one who we are required to send it to. So just kind of for your information there. So again, our recommendation is approval of the variance to reduce the minimum front yard setback from 50 feet to 25 feet, as it will lend to the redevelopment of the property and maintain consistency with the building pattern as it pertains to setbacks of the surrounding developments. With that, I'll open for any questions you have, and I know that the architect representative is here if you wish to speak to them as well.
Is the structure of the new building, has it already been designed, or is that drawing to be facing Rowlett Road or facing Main Street?
It's in the process, and it would essentially have 2 faces. It would face kind of both Rowlett Road and Main Street. You kind of see here, they're kind of in the conceptual stage of site planning, and we're just wanting to make sure that, you know, this is kind of step number 1 to make sure that everything adheres, otherwise they have to redesign. So.
Any questions? Thank you. Would the architect want to say something at this point?
Good evening, Jeff Carroll, Carroll Architects, 750 East Interstate 30, Rockwall. Thank you, Chair, Commission. Daniel pretty much wrapped it up. The main thing I wanted to identify too was the 25-foot setback really allows us more flexibility on the site. The 2 access points from Main Street, we really only get 1 access point, and that's where it is today, in that back area. Down around that road, of course, it's closer to the end of the property due to just the roadway access point. So that in itself really prohibits kind of things you can do or can't do. So we really appreciate your approval on that. We've also had people looking at keeping the house, maybe renovating the house that's there, some type of office situation. So there's a lot of cards in play, if you will, as to things allowed we can do once you guys determine if this is approved or not. So we appreciate your approval on this. And as far as design, it's not designed. We meet all the requirements that Rowlett's going to end up putting on this anyway. But no, it's not designed. There's no tenant in mind or anything like that. If you have any other questions, I have the owner here tonight. If you have any more personal questions that I can answer, just let me know.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so this is a public hearing, so at this time, of course, we need to open it up for the public. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on behalf? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. At this point in time, we'll take any questions or comments within the board.
My comments will take lines up with existing stuff on Main Street in that area.
Well, keep in mind, this is only a variance ask, so not the property design or anything, so just the variance is separate as we go, so that's all.
Do we know the history from the city about why the setback was changed to different than the rest of Main Street? Do we have any information from the city?
Yeah, so as zoning occurs over time, especially with the downtown district kind of building out, whenever, and I don't have that history on me right now, but whenever the property was zoned to C2 is when it became basically a legal non-conforming condition. I'm sure that the house was built before it was zoned C2, and then eventually, because of that intersection of Main and Rowlett, it was zoned C2. So somewhere around there, it became legal non-conforming, and that's kind of what created the issue with the
The
setbacks.
C2 zone change.
C2, yes, yeah.
This would like to fire it across the street, probably they would, it's not either. Seems like a 25-foot variance.
Yeah, I think the history here really is that 25 foot has been consistent over time. The fact that they made that change with the 50 foot in there, but I think there's just something back what it was initially, so that's. Yeah, so what was I? Thank you.
I was just saying, because of the industrial zoning around it, to the west and the north, that is a 25-foot setback.
Yes, sir. That comment, that would change. Any other questions? Is that a motion? Wait. Oh, I will. I'm sorry.
On the application to approve the request.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Comments? Everyone vote? And the motion carries. All right, that's it for our meeting. Thank you very much. We are adjourned.